Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Palmetto Sports Daily. Got Kevin Bilodeau holding it down in Charleston. Carmine Jamay on the road, making his way to Kentucky for the Louisville-Clemson football game on Saturday. Be safe out there, Carmine. This is our 201st show. Yesterday, we celebrated our 200th, and I was feeling a little salty because I didn't get the deflated balloons like Kevin had from when we celebrated our 100th show, and he got some week-old pizza that he ate on air, making us even more jealous. But I got into work today, and look at this! Woohoo! This wonderful red velvet cake. And Kevin, eat your heart out. Look at these balloons! Ha ha! Oh, life is so good. A little note, happy 201st episode of Palmetto Sports Daily to the WIS sports team, your biggest fans. So, to my biggest fans, thank you, Kevin, Carmine. Eat your hearts out. Now, on with the show.
Just wait till you see what I've got coming for 202.
To make us jealous.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't understand what. Rick, who sent that? Who sent that?
Some of my biggest fans. It's right here on the note.
I think Rick sent it to himself.
Completely surprised when I walked in.
Deal right there.
Hey, producer Nick is a witness, and they have the video. We'll show the video tomorrow of when I walked in, right, producer Nick, and how surprised and happy it made me. So yeah.
Left to center, they say. That's not productive.
Right, Nick? Remember what we talked about? Make sure you say yes. Remember, Nick?
Oh. Wow, okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, go ahead, Carmine.
All right, well,
Speechless.
Hey, Rick, Kevin, we're celebrating a trip to Clemson right now. That's a good enough celebration for us, but we're on the road. Sports reporter for Palmetto Sports here for Fox Carolina, Ella Grogan's driving. She's listening in intently and participating with laughter and support. But yes, we're on the road right now to Louisville, where Clemson is going to play tomorrow. So we're still about 4.5 hours away, I would say, on this like 6.5 hour drive. But it's going to be a big matchup Friday night in Louisville. The last time they hosted a team Friday this season was second-ranked Miami, and they got a huge win. And Louisville is right at the top of the ACC, only with 2 losses in the conference. One of the last ones was to Cal last week, and both of their losses have been in overtime. So this is a big matchup, and Clemson still has to win 2 out of the last 3 to keep that 2.5-decade streak of bowl eligibility alive. Here's Coach Dabo Swinney talking about the importance of a bowl game, not just to keep that streak alive and to lessen the warming potentially of a seat that has been sitting on a disappointing season so far, but also for more practice for the future. Here's his soundbite.
This team, I guarantee you, these guys, they want to go play another game because they care about each other. They really do. These guys love each other. They're going to be very sad when they can't, share a locker room together. And we've got an incredible, one of the best, longest bowl eligibility streaks out there. Been going a long, long time before I got here. There's a lot of pride in that too. But hey, you got to go earn it. And we got 3 more games, and we got to find a way to get it done. But they definitely would want to go play again, and it'd be great. There's a lot of young talent on this team that could really use some bowl type. Basically, you get another spring practice is basically what you get.
So great points there by Dabo, and with how committed to the Clemson program these guys are, I'm sure they would want to try to finish out strong and potentially build toward next season. Kind of reminds me of 2 seasons ago, guys, when Clemson was 4-4. They won that ranked matchup at home over Notre Dame, finished on a 5-game winning streak, including a bowl game win in the Gator Bowl over Kentucky when they scored 28 points in the 4th quarter and had an incredible momentum builder for the next season that led to an ACC championship and a college football playoff berth. But Kevin, with the restricted time that these teams get with players, this could be a huge thing, not just to make the bowl game, but you get that whole, few more weeks of practice to build toward the next season.
Yeah, the bowl game itself is inconsequential. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're playing one of those minor bowl games. We're all going to watch it, of course, but I'm not really worried about the result of that game. The important thing here is the extra practices, like Dabo mentioned. Getting those 2 or 3 weeks of extra practices, especially when you're a younger team, that is a huge deal, a chance for the coaches to work with these guys a little bit more. The thing I'm curious about now with the way things are set up, we know the transfer portal is not going to open until January, once the entire season is over for everybody. But I can't help but wonder if it might not be better for the Clemson coaches, even if they, it'd be better for them if they make a bowl, obviously. But if they didn't, it might not be a bad thing, so they can start building up who they want to target in this transfer portal and start wondering, who's going to leave. What are the holes they have to fill going forward? So they have a lot of work to do. I'm not sure if getting ready for the Pinstripe Bowl or the Fenway Bowl, one of those minor bowl games that they would be in, Rick, would be the best use of their time at this point.
Good point there, especially with the extra practices. Lou Holtz used to say, you know what? It's not fair because the good teams, they make it to bowls, they're in the postseason, they get the extra practice time. Bad teams, it should be mandatory and required that they get extra practice time. But having more time to work the portal, not only looking to bring in talent, but also to work your own players and make sure you can keep as many of them as possible so your roster isn't depleted totally. And let's not forget the high school kids out there as well. So, yeah, a lot on the line for Clemson here in these last few weeks.
And also, remember, Rick, once you get to that minor bowl game that they're going to be playing in, a lot of the upperclassmen, they're going to be gone anyway. I can't imagine Cade Klubnik would be playing in the Pinstripe Bowl if that's where they end up going. So it gives them a chance to focus more on these younger guys. But the roster is going to be fairly depleted, Carmine, once they get to one of those bowl games.
Yeah, that's always the question. I mean, you look at what happened last year with Gamecocks with Nick Emanwari even making his decision at halftime to sit out the second half. So I feel like at Clemson, though, the players would be more committed in general than like all across college, not comparing Gamecocks and Tigers, but just saying but for somebody who's going to have that high draft stock where you look at, okay, these first round picks like Avion Terrell and Peter Woods on the defensive line, along with TJ Parker, all projected right around first round picks. What's their decision? I'm not sure, especially if the bowl game, like you guys said, Rick, is not one of the upper echelon bowl games. And I did hear Cade Klubnik say, and this is kind of speculation, but after this last game, the big win over Florida State, he said and so Furman, of course, would be the last home game actually on senior day. I can't imagine him missing that, but maybe he meant home night game, I'm not sure. But as far as playing in a bowl game, that would be interesting to see these guys' decisions. And we are taking this show on the road here, but we're taking this show into break in the virtual world, but we'll see you right back here on the other side.
Welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily. We move over to the NFL, where the Panthers are coming off a performance that is as bad as just red velvet cake in general, because they were awful last Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, losing 17-7 in a game where they should have had momentum coming after that win over Green Bay. There was all kinds of talk that maybe the Panthers have finally started to turn things around, and now it feels like 2 steps forward and 27 steps back, because now they have to play the Falcons, a team they dominated earlier this season, winning 30-0. But Rick, I don't know what this team is. I have no clue what to expect from these guys from week to week.
After they beat my Cowboys, they have reverted to being the same old Panthers that we've been watching the past few years. Since beating the Cowboys at Bank of America Stadium, the Panthers are averaging 1 touchdown per game in their last 4 games, and now they've lost 3 of those 4. And so it's a rematch with the Falcons. They beat the Falcons 30-0 earlier this season. And so the Panthers, they don't want to come up short again against an NFC South rival. Let's listen to head coach Dave Canales.
There's a sense of focus and this appreciation that we have to approach every single game the same way. This is a championship opportunity. It's not a lie. It's not selling something. It's true. All these games, especially when you play your division opponents, these are so important opportunities for us as we continue to set up our season.
You cannot let that happen. You not let whatever happened preceding that week, find those things and learn from it. So it's that opportunity to flush it, but also it's a huge moment where you have to learn from it to be able to move on and grow as a player and as a unit and as a team overall.
Yeah, the Panthers lost last week to a 1-win Saints team. Now you've got a 3-win Falcons team. And if they lose this one, it's like you'll be saying, yep, the Panthers, here they go again. Kevin?
Rick, there was a lot to be upset about from that loss last Sunday against New Orleans, 17-7. I think maybe the thing that bothered me the most, though, came after the game when players were talking about how they were unprepared for this contest to go up against New Orleans and how maybe they let the hype of beating Green Bay and getting above 500 this late in the season for the first time in several years, maybe they let it get to them and they didn't work as hard as they could in practice. I know Dave Canales said something about that in the press conference earlier today, but you can't have guys going out there and talking about the way they prepare or how they don't prepare as well as they should, coming up after a lot. That is something Canales needs to handle internally, and it needs to be taken care of immediately because that's the kind of thing that's going to tear a team apart, especially a team that has so many good young pieces like Carolina does, Carmine.
Yeah, Kevin, well said, and especially after the first ever Victory Monday, an off day on Monday following a big win in Dave Canales' couple seasons coaching the team. So if you reward with a Victory Monday and then you have a losing Sunday to the Saints, that's not exactly going to earn you a lot of respect among your own teammates or among your coaching staff to say, hey, we can let our foot off the gas pedal, so to speak, in that one. And the sad thing, too, for the Panthers with that 5-5 record, trying to make their first playoff appearance for the first time in years, is if you look at who they have coming up, if they can't beat the Falcons, look who's next. The 49ers, the Rams, the Saints again, which they should win that game, but the Rams and 49ers are very difficult. The Buccaneers should win the division. That's their next game. The Seahawks, that'll be another loss, and then against the Buccaneers again. So after the Falcons, the only really likely winnable game I see for the Panthers is the Saints. So now you put yourself, after losing to the Saints, in a position where you really need to beat at least a couple or maybe 3 playoff teams after that to have a chance to get in the playoffs yourself. And then for the Falcons, I have no idea what this team is, because if you look at what they've done, losing 30-0 to the Panthers the first time, they're going to be enraged in this matchup back at home to try and get some revenge against the Panthers after that embarrassing loss. And then you look at what else they've done. They've beaten the Bills, and then they lost to the Dolphins, and then they almost beat Kevin's Patriots. They only lost by 1 point a couple weeks ago. And then they almost beat the Colts, one of the best teams in the NFL, once again, in overtime. So I can't figure out what we're going to get tomorrow, Rick, from either of these teams.
Yeah, well, as some coaches like to say, it is easier to get your team's attention after a loss because they know they're not playing their best. There are some things they can improve on. And when they win, it's like you mentioned earlier, Kevin, hey, life is good. We're all that. Hey, we don't need to worry about the little old New Orleans Saints. They've only won one game, and you see what happened. They couldn't get it done at home. Kevin.
Yeah, I wanted to go through that schedule again, too, like Carmine was mentioning. If you look at everything and things kind of go chalk the way we would expect them to, you're kind of betting Carolina goes 7-10 this season. I want to ask you both, does David Canales come back after a 7-10 season? And is Bryce Young still the starting quarterback next year if they finish 7-10?
Well, I think Dave Canales has a better chance of coming back than Bryce Young because really the biggest problem on this team has been the offense. So, and the offense has only really been good running the ball with Rico Dowdle, the former Gamecock that we've praised all season long, rambling Rico running the ball there. So I think with the job that Canales has done so far and heading into his third season, and if he shows that much improvement, then I think he's much more likely to be back than Bryce Young, Rick.
I would have to say Dave Canales, he comes back because he's gone from 5 wins to 7 wins, and he had a couple of signature wins in there. I was in the stadium when they beat my Cowboys, and the Panthers fans were thrilled. And then to go up to Green Bay, beat the Packers. So they're trending in the right direction. But Bryce Young, yeah, if he doesn't start to play better, I think he'll see you later, because against the Saints, I'm thinking about that one bad interception he had that just didn't make any sense for a guy who has as much experience as he has now and has played pretty well or okay in some games. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this segment of Palmetto Sports Daily. When we come back, we'll talk about another victory for the USC men's basketball team.
Hey guys, welcome back into Palmetto Sports Daily, where we've taken a pit stop at a southern staple of Buc-ee's, and I'm right next to the Beaver here. Try to ask a few questions. No comment has been the answer so far on any sports hot takes, but I'm standing outside because I have to get my bearings. It's very overstimulating in the Buc-ee's, although they have a lot of great things to offer. Not affiliated with the show, but hey, when you're taking a 7-hour trip to Louisville, Rick, you have to, right, hey, after this, they could be a sponsor. You have to stop off at Buc-ee's, Rick. I mean, I know you guys are fans.
Bucky, he looks kind of amazed and amused that you have stopped to pay him a visit.
Yeah, maybe we could just have Bucky here and sound like me. I could raise the pitch of my voice a little bit, and you'll never know the difference.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, Carmine.
Oh, okay. On that note, Carmine and Kevin, let's talk some men's basketball. The USC men are 3-0. They're opening the season with 4 straight home games. They've defeated North Carolina A&T, Southern Miss, and last night Presbyterian by the score of 81-61. So not giants in the world of basketball, but hey, they're winning games, and this will give them some momentum if they can continue to win here early in the preseason. So they'll have some confidence going into SEC play. Now, in the first 2 games, they averaged 15 3-pointers in those games, 14 in one, 16 in another. Last night, only 8 3-pointers. Michi Johnson, he was coming off a game where he scored a career-high 33 points against Southern Miss, including 7 3-pointers. Last night, he only had 1 3-pointer, finished with 9 points, but 4 of his teammates scored in double figures. Okay, so the offense found other ways to win, despite Michi not having a great shooting night and not having as many 3-pointers. But head coach Lamont Paris, he really liked what his team was able to do defensively.
Normally you go into the pregame speech and you do a couple of magic tricks and juggle a couple of things and tell a funny joke, and then you have all this stuff that's going to be the magical formula to beating that team. And today I just really didn't have much on the board at all. It was blank other than a couple other, but it was pretty much blank. And so we were focused on trying to establish whether or not we could stay in front of the ball consistently. So I thought to that end we did a pretty good job.
So the Gamecocks, one thing I like about them, more people able to score than just one guy like in the past. Colin Murray-Boyles, G.G. Jackson, those guys go on to the NBA. But still, the real test won't come until they start SEC play, where last year it was the toughest conference in basketball with 14 of the 16 teams making the big dance, in Florida winning the whole thing. So, Kevin, your thoughts on the Gamecocks 3-0 start?
Don't care, Rick. Carmine's in Buc-ee's. I want to go to Carmine.
Hey, guys.
Carmine, take it away.
We got Buc-ee's everything in here. I'm so sorry, Rick. I do want it to be known, I was respectfully listening to your takes on Meach and and the supporting cast with the Gamecocks. I am so overstimulated in this Buc-ee's right now. I mean, just look at the holidays for Buc-ee's. I mean, just unbelievable. But we got to go to break. But you should know that Clemson women's basketball just signed one of the best classes, actually the best class, a top 5 signing class for the women's basketball team. But hey, I'm going to look around. You guys look around at the commercials that are coming your way. We'll be right back on the other side.
Welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily. I do want to mention that the Citadel has opted into the NCAA House settlement. They become the final team in the Southern Conference to opt into that. I don't even care that much about it right now, though, because Carmine is still inside of Buc-ee's, and let's just go to him.
Hey guys, yes, I've opted into Buc-ee's is what's happening here, and you got the Buc-ee Beaver. I mean, there's so many things to. Ella just came back. What do we have here, Ella? What did we get?
Today we have the brisket burrito.
Brisket burrito.
I don't know if you guys have had these at Buc-ee's, but this is.
Kevin is in favor.
Pecans.
Okay.
And I'm a big contender girl.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they don't have water, non-bottled. Crazy.
Oh, no water at Buc-ee's. Are you sure? The soda, because we got to stay hydrated on this road trip. But hey guys, yeah, crazy in here. People think I'm filming them. Don't worry, guys. Your secret Buc-ee's trip is safe with me. But hey, I think we're going to upgrade here and maybe get a better ride for our rest of our trip down to Louisville. You know, big time matchup. People are walking out of here with carts full of Buc-ee's merchandise and memorabilia. Anyway, we'll see a future sponsorship is on our way. Hey, thanks for joining on the road trip. And we'll see you right back here on Palmetto Sports Daily tomorrow.
Go easy on those burritos.